Kia ora, welcome back everybody. Here with another reaction, this time to Mr. DJ Shipley, SEAL Team 6 Dev Gru operator on the Shawn Ryan Show. This is another request that has come through multiple times since the Christian Craighead and Kyle Morgan reactions. So again, I put up a video just the other day, a thank you to those 180 reasons to keep going, to keep doing what I'm doing. I love it. I'm enjoying it, learning from, seeing these types of incredible people. So thank you to those that have joined this journey, and thank you to those that have been making these suggestions for me to react to. They're incredible people. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. So without carrying on anymore, let's jump on into Mr. Shipley's interview with Shawn Ryan. And here's our volume first. Play.
Hey everybody, I'm in downtown Franklin, getting ready to head into the office to wrap up DJ Shipley's episode for the Shawn Ryan Show. With that being said, it's becoming increasingly more challenging to reach our audience. So if you don't mind helping us out, please hit that like button, leave a comment, hit the bell, and turn notifications to all.
Done, bro. Already done that with your other videos that you've done. But yeah, that's crazy. Like this channel, what he does is clearly making an impact for many people. Some of the people that recommended this particular interview with Shawn Ryan, interviewing DJ Shipley, they spoke in some of their messages to me about how they've returned to this particular episode on a number of occasions and how much it's helped them. And it's just awesome to hear. I also love the way that Shawn does these. This must be a typical thing. I think one of the other ones I've seen him doing an introduction, it was sort of snowing where he was. Weather looks a little bit cold where he is there too. The breath and stuff is coming out. You can see that when he's speaking. But there's something about the way he delivers his messages and his introductions. And I love his openness and vulnerability as well when he talks about and shares and expresses his love for his audience, for his followers, the people that are following and watching what he does. It's it's real cool. I don't see that as something that's done very often or that's very common, particularly within an SF setting, and given his background in special forces and other things as well, with regards to stuff that he's been involved in and maybe things that he maybe regrets, but maybe it's also helped shape him to who he is now and who he's become. So we've all got some skeletons in our closet, eh? So yeah, anyway, let's jump back into this before I use up all the time before we even get to Mr. Shipley.
That's not just this channel. That's everybody's channel that you like. All right, love you guys. Hope you enjoy.
Sorry, I need to just add a little bit more there. I just caught that. Yeah, he's asked for the like and sub. I've done that. I'm really pleased that I have. But I love how he just acknowledged it's not just for his channel. It's for any channel that you like. So, man, this dude he's onto it. He's awesome. Got a really genuine way about him, and I'm just glad I did a bit of a thank you video the other day for my small channel, and for those that have found it worthy enough of their time and attention. So thank you very much
for the show, and thank you. And one more thing, happy Thanksgiving.
He did a me one then, just stopping or playing and then stopping it again shortly and then jumping back in, but I'm 10 times worse.
War's not fair. I think that was a lesson learned out of that. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't get the chance to fight, the chance to show how good you are, doesn't matter.
Hey, just quickly on what I just heard DJ speak about then, if you don't get a chance, there it is there. If you don't get a chance to show the chance to fight, the chance to show how good you are, it doesn't matter. that's a it's a powerful and true statement. It's also one of the reasons why, here in little old Aotearoa, New Zealand, don't get me wrong, there's many operators there, if not all of them, that have served in recent times, have all had that opportunity, deployed on operations, and that's great. Australia's no different. I was fortunate to deploy and serve on operations with Australia, although not as many times as I would have liked. And that's because of a poor decision that I made, but that is a reason. That is one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why people want to join the SF, to serve on operations. Again, I've shared this in other reactions, not to murder or just kill people senselessly, but because you want to try to make a difference. You want to try to help those that either can't help or protect themselves, or people that are imposing their will, which is terrible, and either causing sort of either genocide or torturing or just dictatorship and forcing people to do things that they don't want to do. You want to be a part of a team that wants to go in and liberate and free people that may be experiencing or having to experience that. And if you don't get a chance, you get to do all the training and that sort of stuff, you complete selection and you don't ever deploy. I'll be honest, it can leave a gap in yourself and in the individual. And I know that because I've spoken with individuals, but I also know that from a personal perspective of, although I've been blessed to deploy on operations with the Australian Special Air Service Regiment, and then also prior to that with 4RAR Commando in Australia, and then was able to go in and out of country, in and out of the Middle East, predominantly looking after television media multiple times over a period of about 4 years. That's great, but there's been many people that just have not had a chance to do that have probably got a much higher skill level than I ever had, and didn't get a chance to go out and utilize that or test themselves in an operational sense. And speaking with some of those people that have experienced that or just come into the Defence Force in and around that time in New Zealand and or Australia, they've always I wouldn't say regretted, but they've always wished that they could have had an opportunity to go and utilize the skills that they had worked so hard for, sacrificed, trained, dedicated themselves to, but didn't get a chance to use it. So anyway, it just stuck out to me when DJ mentioned that.
First deployment in the SEAL teams, you get in, biggest loss in SEAL team history happens. Then you get through Green Team, and right after you graduate, maybe less than a year afterwards.
Yeah, August of 11.
Extortion 17 happens, which again is the biggest loss in SEAL team history.
I remember looking over and seeing Jay, and I remember him sitting upright, and I watched him get shot one more time, right in the face, and it looked like that was it. He hit the ground so hard, you knew he was dead. So the way it was, it's the front door, and there's a long-ass hallway going down, and there's a dude who's in a sandbag position with a belt fed at the end of the hallway, and it's just chewing down the hallway. Boom, spins him around and dumps him. He gets back up, grabs him, and gets shot again.
So hold on. Did you eliminate the threat?
Yep.
He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hit you?
He did.
He did hit you.
He hit me in the chest plate. I unloaded on him, got off 3 rounds in a bolt lock. I think he took a double stack to the elbow, so it blew out his entire arm. And then he took one to the face that basically removed his jaw, removed his nose, and you could look inside him. You could hear that dude, the impacts. You could hear him smack. You could hear him screaming, and it was very satisfying. And as we go to divide, this dude opens up on the front door and lets it go. And you just see splinters of wood, and it just fucking traces us. It's not reality until it's reality.
Damn. Sorry, I was just captivated by what DJ's talking about there. And based on how Shawn Ryan's interviews usually go with their upbringing and childhood, I'm guessing that stuff that was there at the start is going to be inserted into other parts along this timeline for this video. So there's a lot to get through. This is a 4.5 hour interview. So again, I love the way Shawn gives time and attention to the guests that he has coming on. He had Kyle Morgan on for over 5 hours. Clearly he's had DJ. This was before Kyle Morgan. Yeah, this was before he had Kyle Morgan on there. And 4.5 hours, man, the stuff that they must cover, and then the behind the scenes stuff must be pretty awesome. So anyway, let's get back to this. Got about 15 minutes left, thereabouts, maybe a little bit more. And yeah, looking forward to hearing what DJ shares. Pretty tragic in terms of what I was hearing in those snippets leading up to where we're about to get to, though.
That's not going to happen. Yes, it is. Whether you want it to or not, it's happening right now.
I spoke too soon. I thought that all the bits of intro snippets were already done, but here we go.
DJ Shipley, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, it's an honor.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you. We've been wanting to get one of you guys over here for a while, and finally it happened. So, but just
straight off the bat, DJ is clearly a unit. By unit, I mean he's solid, good to go, looks good to go in terms of doing the work that he has done and that he continues to do in terms of the service with GBRS Group. But what a really genuine, humble response to Shawn Ryan when he's talking about how grateful he is to be there, thankful to be on the show, and how happy he is to be there. You can see it. Well, for me, it looks like you can see it on his face. So, wicked.
Quick snapshot of your career before we get started. 17 years in the military, pretty much all of which is in Naval Special Warfare. Went through BUD, straight into the SEAL teams, and then over to Dev Group.
Yep.
So, medically retired. Now you are the owner of 2 successful companies, one being Tribe Skates, where you employ everyone employed there is a Gold Star family member, correct?
Correct.
And you guys make skateboards, apparel. You gave me one of those boards. It looks really awesome. It's going to look great here in the studio. And then the other company, you co-own.
Hang on, I'm going to pause. Skateboard apparel. Must be a skater as well. But then I also heard he was medically discharged. So I wonder what that's all about. Looking forward to hearing. Well, not looking forward to, whatever happened or led to him, because I'm sure that wasn't on the cards. But really keen to get an understanding of what that's about, the medical discharge that he's gone through, because it doesn't look like there's anything wrong. It doesn't look like he needs to be medically discharged, but hey, we'll get to that when we get to that.
With your best friend and former teammate, Cole Fackler, GBRS Group, which in my opinion is probably the most relevant, premier, exclusive training group in the country right now. I mean, you guys are definitely the most relevant and up to speed, fresh out, and from Tier 1 unit. So
that means a lot. Thanks.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked out GBRS Group, check them out. So when you guys are hiring, are you only hiring SEALs? Are you only hiring Tier 1 or?
Tier 1. Got a couple Air Force guys we've worked with. A couple guys from the Army side. Call in and bring some favors and some niche stuff. We got a couple long range guys and we pull in when we need to. And now we have a full-time recce guy for Chris. So, CQB is the bread and butter, but I'm not afraid to branch out. But yeah, it's got to be the Tier 1 resume.
Cool. What are you guys teaching? Are you teaching?
Awesome.
Well, last night at dinner, we were kind of talking about it. It was.
Sorry, I'm going to jump in again. I can already tell I'm probably going to be jumping in a heck of a lot on DJ's one and Shawn's interview with DJ. But man, having something like that and it's obviously in America very different to New Zealand, Australia, that you don't have any option to provide services like what GBRS Group can do and does do there in the States. From what I know, I think they're just based in the States, pretty sure. But how cool is it to be able to offer a pathway and to retain that knowledge, skill, fresh knowledge and skill from guys that may be looking to leave or transition out of a Tier 1 unit or out of the Defence Force altogether into civilian life. And that can be daunting and challenging at the best of times, but without losing that knowledge, that skill, and that currency of it, being able to transition into a place like GBRS if and when they're recruiting, or maybe they just might want to go along and volunteer or say, hey, this is actually what's happening now, or this is what's been happening, or this is what we've identified, or here's some of the new kit and tools that we use these days for these things. Just want to share it with you. I'm sure there's guys there that Tier 1 guys that would go and do that with DJ, given the reputation that he and his team have. But that's awesome, man. Like, that's staying at the pointy end of the spear, cutting edge, on top of their game, and constantly evolving. That's that real continuous improvement, continuous development, continuous improvement, ongoing. So amazing that they've got a place like that. And looking at DJ and just hearing him speak, no doubt, they're looking for those Tier 1 operators, and it's very easy or much easier to get a confirmed recommendation about an individual through a Tier 1 process from other operators, because somebody's going to know that person, whether they're good, bad, whatever the case may be. So, oh man, that's awesome. It'd be great if there was something like that here in New Zealand or Australia, but there isn't. Outside of the military or anything anyway. So good on them, man. It's an awesome self-help tool as well, I think. And it's just an awesome way to retain that knowledge, skill, competence, expertise, and continue to share that and pass it on.
Private lessons, it sounds like, groups, all the way up to SWAT.
Yeah, I mean, we do everything. Military, local law enforcement, got a couple government contracts, stuff like that. And then the civilian market. The open enrollment stuff scared us. It did. After the Chris Kyle thing, especially.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the yard line, a lot of people brand new to guns, a lot of people that really want to shoot somebody, really want to become famous. And there was no real good way to vet them unless you do private. So we do phone calls, talk to them for an hour, and then we Google search the shit out of them. Got to do a little bit of vetting. Yeah. And set up a call with those guys. And if they have 5 or 6 friends of all equal skill set or the same in-state, then we'll set up a training event. We'll drive down there, we'll fly in, bring them up to us, and kind of do everything.
Cool. And you guys are based out of Virginia Beach?
Yeah, we've got a gym there, we've got kitchen, shower.
Pause it. That is awesome, because I'd imagine it's interesting for civilians that haven't been in that space, but also there's a lot of value and skill that they can take away, that civilians can take away from an environment like that, from being around people like DJ and his team, from learning some of those skills and have a better appreciation and awareness of the actual level of skill and the time that it takes to develop that skill to be able to execute it effectively. Not just on a range, but even to be able to implement and affect it or apply it effectively on a range takes a lot of practice and time downrange to get good at, to get half decent at. So, by other people that haven't served in the military, haven't served in an SF role or on operations, it can really help give them a not that you're trying to get them to glorify any SF operators. I don't know of any, and I don't think SF operators, or maybe there might be some, that want to be glorified or that are looking to try to be glorified in terms of what they've done in the past or what they do. But I think it's more about helping those individuals just have a much keener sense and awareness of just the level of difficulty, the level of the amount of time that it takes, the skill required, the focus that it takes, the discipline, and the repetition just to keep cycling through that and get better and better and better and trying to improve and make the adjustments to get rid of those small mistakes or bad habits and try to reinforce the good ones. So it's amazing. I love that they've got some vetting that they need to do because, yeah, that's sad in terms of would have been sad for anybody, but sad that it happened in Chris Kyle's case. And it would have been sad if that happened for anyone. But the fact that there would be lots of people, and you heard him speak about it, there's people that want to get on, that want to learn these skills. There are people, unfortunately, that do have a mindset of wanting to just kill somebody and or become famous for having done something for the wrong reasons. And that's a hard space to be in. So the fact that they're still providing opportunities, Googling the crap out of somebody, doing their vetting, doing their homework, which you can imagine is going to be full on before they commit to taking somebody through or civilians through. It's great to hear.
Hours, kill house, got everything.
What? No shit. Damn. How long have you been doing that?
Almost 2 years now.
2 years?
Yep.
Ah, right.
Yeah, we started at 19.
When was this? 3 years ago. Wow. I should have looked at that. It's another one of those things I should have looked at before.
Well, it looks like it's online looking in, from the outside, looks like it's exploding. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
But, well, before we get started, I always give everybody a gift. There you go.
Oh, Jesus. There we go.
Merry Christmas.
Somebody must have told you. Dude.
What are those?
I mean, you talked to Pat. Did she tell you how much I ate this shit?
What's that?
Did she tell you how much candy I eat? Dude,
Are they actually gummy bears? Lollies must be. I don't recognize the packet. I don't know what that is, but
dude, man, I have a sweet tooth, bro. Thank you. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the gummy bear stuff last night. I love it.
Yeah, so
still,
before we get started, I have a subscription account, and as much as I'd love to tell everybody that Gummy Bears finances everything that's going on here, really it's my patrons on Patreon that support the show. That's how you're able to sit here, how I'm here, how all this was built. And so one of the things I do for them is I tell them who's coming on before they get here. And I let them, comment and a bunch of questions, and then I pick one to ask. So this is from Will on Patreon to you. He says, I know his company does a lot for Gold Star families, and I'm sure he's experienced his fair share of losing friends, either through physical or mental combat. Would he be willing to give any advice on how he deals with these feelings?
That's the first one?
That's
That's a full-on question. Awesome question, by the way, too. And respect to Shawn for what he does and acknowledging his patrons and grabbing that question and diving in. That's a full question, man. That there's a lot that I'm sure he would delve into and can. So we're going to do this question, and then I'm going to pause it because this is already showing at a little over or just under 30 minutes. So
that's the only one I'm going to give you.
So no softballs. Okay. How I deal with it personally?
Yeah. We get a lot of questions on how to deal with loss. And I've done some videos on it, and it's just, everybody's always curious, how guys like me or you and our colleagues deal with that, get through it.
Each one's different. For me, for the longest time, I just ignored and override. I just compartmentalized everything. Didn't happen to me. It's not me. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
It's easier just to not accept it to be reality. When you do a dangerous job long enough, it'll eventually get you.
Yeah.
unless you're fortunate enough to retire. You can't let that be your defining moment, almost like you're waiting for it to happen. The Gold Star thing happens, you do a dangerous job. Firemen, police, military, doesn't matter. We all have our Gold Star community, people that die in the line of service. And for me, it's a show of their loyalty. Like, want to see how far they'll go. They just showed you. They just went the whole way. Like, what an honor to be part of that organization where people will give up their lives for people they've never even met. Like, that's how I process now. When I see it, and I see the families, it hurts. It sucks. Yeah. There's so many dudes I miss. You know, you're at Harris Teeter buying groceries, and I look over, and there's a whole family. Damn. Yeah, the 2 platoons with their husband. What are you gonna say? Yeah. Go up and give them a hug and pretend like it's okay. It's not okay. But they did exactly what they wanted to do. Yep. At that moment, like, he was right where he wanted to be, surrounded with the best people on earth, dudes he loved, dudes he would have gladly died for. And they got the opportunity to show how committed they were to the cause. So I honor their sacrifice now. It took me a long time to get there, but that's what I do now. I just honor them. Good for you, man. That's a great answer.
Yeah, I'm going to let Shawn just say what he's going to say.
You know, I think a lot of people experience loss, and one thing I always tell them is, you know, you have to, you know, it's good to mourn, but you got to think of how that person would want you to live, you know, and I don't think that anybody that I know, and I'm sure anybody that you know, wants you moping around for the rest of your life because they died doing what they want to do. And so it's always good to keep that in mind.
Damn, man. Straight off the bat, that being the first question, what a powerful answer. First, again, acknowledgement to Shawn's patron, sorry, who asked the question, who got his question submitted, and Shawn chose that one to ask. Big, heavy question to ask. Seeing DJ, you know, process that, just the expression on his face, you can tell memories are coming flooding back to him, or that's what it looks like to me anyway. Compose himself, have a drink of water, and then gets into it. Raw, honest, speaking about where he was at. It's not me, it didn't happen to me. You know, lock in, get prepared, get ready for the next job. Compartmentalizing everything for him, just repeating what he shared. The amount of loss, just based on the first little intro that we saw at the start, that DJ and his colleagues have experienced, have witnessed, have seen, have felt, have heard, I can't imagine it. I have been fortunate to have not experienced anything like that in my time in my service. No, that's not because we were better. Absolutely not. It's just the way the cards were dealt. It's just the way things fell. Deployed on, when we deployed to Iraq, 2003, we didn't think there was no way our squadron thought that all of us would come back. Our task force, we all came back. We all deployed. We all got into stoushes, into things that happened whilst we were over there, whilst we were looking for these weapons of mass destruction that none of us found. But we all came back. And tell you what, that was awesome. One of the best feelings for me personally that I've ever experienced. There's been people that have lost their lives in the SAS during training, as there have been in other SF units and other militaries around the world. But again, for me personally, I didn't have anybody that I was really personally closely attached to, that I knew, like, and that I served side by side with for an extended period of time. I haven't had that happen, and I'm so grateful for that. Really, really am grateful. So I too am always curious as to how people like Shawn, and in this case like DJ, who have experienced significant, massive amounts of loss. Yeah, I know people who have passed away, but not in this setting and not in the environments with which these guys have been operating and risking it all. But anybody that looks to serve and go into that unit, DJ hit the nail on the head when he said they're where they want to be, surrounded by the people that they love and trust and care about, not necessarily that they love, trust, and care about the most, but they love, trust, and care about those ones, in my opinion, and at least for me, in those moments and in that environment, to the same level as their own immediate family, their spouse, their partner, their children. At least that's how it was for me. Like, the men that I deployed with, was privileged and honored to serve and deploy with, I would have gladly laid down my life for any of them. And I know that they would have done that for me. That's just, whether I'm right or wrong, I don't have a crystal ball. That's what I felt. That's what I trusted in them. That's what I believed. And that's what I still believe today. So, yeah, I was just really grateful. Does it make it any easier? No. Man, and I can't imagine, he knows his brothers' families, and he sees them there at the supermarket, and like he's saying, what do you do? What does he do? Man, amazing person. Shawn as well, but I know Shawn is dialing in on focusing on what DJ does, but it's always good to get his insights and his input and his perspective based on his lived experience as well. So looking forward to this one. We're going to cut this one here. We're at 16 minutes and 9 seconds on here, but some of that I'll be editing out because it was other stuff that it didn't get into this part of the interview. So that's why this has gone for nearly 40 minutes on here. But by the time I'm hoping by the time I edit it, it'll probably be around 30 something minute mark. So anyway, thanks for the recommendation on this one. It's going to take me some time, but I'll keep chipping away at it. And in the meantime, I've still got the other reactions going in the background, trying to work on, my ability to communicate what's going on in my head when I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling the words from these people, because it's amazing to me, and I'm really grateful for it. It helps me. I become hopefully at least 1% better, a little bit better each day through the learning that I receive from these people, from them being vulnerable enough, courageous enough, and willing enough to share their experiences, no matter how tragic and hard or difficult they may be for them. So I'm really grateful for these, just from a personal perspective. If nobody watched these, and if nobody else got anything out of them other than me, then I'm here for it. I'm happy either way. But the fact that there's been about 180 or so people that have found my small, insignificant channel worthy enough of your time and attention, your subscription, your support, whether it's a comment, whether it's just a thumbs up without a subscription, whether it's a comment without a like or a subscription, or whether it's all three, whether it's none of those things, but you've come along and watched and spent some time here, and hopefully you've taken something away from it, positive at least anyway. That's my hope and intention. Then that's awesome. Second to last part from me. DJ touched on it when he spoke about it in his answer, and so I wanted to bring this up here before I close this video out. He says he's learnt to handle or deal with it better, words to that effect. And so what he does now is he tries to honor those men, those brave, courageous men, his brothers, his family, and their memory and what they've done. And that aligns with what my reactions and stuff are here to these. I'm not looking to react to try to poke holes in any of these incredible people's lived experience or what it is that they're sharing. I'm not here to try to throw shade or anything at any of, who am I to do that? That's just, I can't think of the words, so I'm not even going to go into that. That's not why I'm here. If anything, I think part of the reason why I'm so drawn to this and doing these reactions is because I can connect with what DJ's just shared. I do these reactions because I want to honor what it is that these incredible people have done. The DJ Shipleys of the world, the Kyle Morgans of the world, the Shawn Ryans of the world, the Christian Craigies of the world, the Mark Donaldsons of the world, the Ben Robert Smiths, the Willie Apiatas, the list goes on. And there's so many more that I'm going to get into as we go through. So I just really appreciate each and every one of them for what they've done and what they continue to do, how they turn up. And it's same with, the Ryan Fugits of the world, Combat Story, an incredible gentleman. So just all these great people. There's lots of work, lots of reactions for me to do. It fills my cup. It really, really does make me happy. And I really do come away feeling better as a person, as an individual, feeling uplifted as a result of seeing and hearing and feeling these people's experiences and stories. So with that being said, in closing, as always, whatever challenges, difficulties, obstacles, challenges, trials you may be going through, keep turning up. Take one more step and stay in the fight. You're never out of it. Just keep pushing forward. Go always a little further. And you'll get through it. I don't know when you'll get through it, but you will. And so if there's one person out there that was meant to hear just this part of this video, then I hope it landed in the right place for you and at the right time. And I hope whatever it is, difficulty that you may be going through, that you can pull yourself up, that you can keep moving forward and take one more step. Who dares wins, and wish you all the very best. Until the next video,